第74页混合题型，童话故事里的那些城堡。
Castles, fortified structures, and fairy tale inspiration. Castles are ever present in fairy tales. However, unlike fairy godmothers and magical swords, castles do exist. Castles are private fortified residences that are considered distinct from walled cities and palaces that are not protected. Castles are especially prevalent in Europe, where the oldest date back to the 9th century. Shortly after the collapse of the Carolingian Empire, the territory was split up and small regions became controlled by individual nobles. They built castles to protect themselves from attacks by neighboring lords. The fortified structures were also bases from which they could plan and launch offensive campaigns themselves. Castles were built along important roads and could control trade and the movement of people in a region. The earliest castles were built from earth and timber. Stone later became the primary building material, but strong walls weren't the only feature that nobles depended on to keep themselves safe. Many castles were built upon artificial earthen mounds. Others were surrounded by moats, which were water-filled ditches and were only accessible by drawbridges that could be raised. Entrances to castles were often guarded by gatehouses, which could control traffic in and out of the structure. Inside the castle wall was a keep. This tower was the most fortified part of the castle. Castles remained vital defensive structures until the 16th century, when they fell out of fashion for several reasons. First, new artillery that was powerful enough to destroy the strong stone walls was developed. While castles could be built to withstand these powerful cannons, they became uncomfortable and unenjoyable to live in. Additionally, regional conflicts and civil wars were ending, and in more peaceful times, nobles began living in more luxurious and unprotected country estates. In the 18th century, however, there was briefly a renewed interest in castles, thanks to the Romantic revival of Gothic architecture.